So the first thing that we're going to be going over is the internal mechanism. Again, this is the important part of it. Really, all that matters is how this is built. Then you can take any sort of clear sort of dome or just sort of clear piece that you can put on top of this and then use it for that. But again, this is the internal, and as you can see now, I'm using two Technic suspension springs as the spring. But yeah, let's get into actually building it. Okay, so what you'll see here are all of the pieces that you'll need to build the interior mechanism, at least, of this device. Any other pieces that you need are all for the outside, and I'll go over what I used for that, so you can copy it if you'd like. But this is what you need for the actual mechanism. And remember, the important thing here is not the color, just the quantity. So let's get into the build. Starting off, you're going to take this Technic base piece. Start by inserting 2 pegs. Take your suspension springs. I'm putting them black side down. And then I'm going to insert 2 more of these pegs and then attach this. To this, I'm going to take 2 these 1x1 and then add these 1x8s and a 1x4. Then to help give it stability, 1x6, 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 and then I'm going to put a 2x1 and a 2x1. And I'm going to build up the next level. 1x1, 1x1, 2x8, 2x8, and then a, no, 1x8, and then a 1x4. And then I'm going to take these L-shaped plates and add them to each of the corners. Again, I'm just looking for stability here. And then I'm going to put 1 2x1 plate here, and then 2 1x4 plates. Then I will take a 1x6 and place it on these 3 sides, and then finish off with a 1x2 on each end. And that's the frame. Now we're able to add the top part of the hinge plate. And then what we need to do is we need to create the basis of the hinge. So I'm going to take this piece. So I've got a 2x6, 2x4, and then a 2x2 smooth plate. I'm just going to add them there. And I'm going to put that on the back of the moving portion of the frame. This allows it to, at the same time, hang below this edge so I can actually move it, and then also be flush with this and plug in. Okay. So then I will attach this plate at the very edge, and then I will move this down and put it into place. And that's honestly just the basic mechanism. The reason why you need the extra stuff is because as you do this, as you can see, it's causing it to dislodge. So I put those there just in case. Oh, also, I forgot. In order to give this just a little bit more stability, I'm using these smooth underside curves just to sort of attach that. It's not what I would consider to be necessary, but it worked for me. And then on this side, I'm taking a 1x2 and 2 more of those curve spaces to add them on the bottom here, just to sort of make it look nicer. And then on the top, I'm adding these two to give the piece a smooth surface where the dice can sit, rather than just have studs. Not really necessary, but it's how I chose to do it. Okay, then let's go over what you need to build the frame as I have it. As with the mechanism portion, these are the pieces that I used. Again, color isn't an issue. The issue is just number of pieces. Let's get into the build. So the thing that I will start with is by adding a little bit to the bottom here. So I'm taking a 2x8 plate and a 4x8 plate, and just adding them to the bottom. And then I'm taking one of these brick pieces and this 2x2, I would say like 45-degree slope, adding that to the front. The travel of the mechanism only goes down that far, so it's perfectly fine just the way that it is. Then I'm going to take these, place them in the center. So these are 5 bricks high from this plate to the top of this plate. So again, you can build this however you want. This is just how I'm doing it. With these mossy brick pieces, I actually have these from an old set that I have. I forget whether it's like a Harry Potter set with like Hagrid's house, or if it's like some old castle set that I have from like the 80s. But they're all that I had. I tried looking for more, but I only had those. Now on the front, I'm just adding these bricks. I'm actually changing the design a little bit from what I had it in the beginning. In the beginning, I had the bricks down here and one of these in the middle, but I kind of liked keeping it more uniform. And this at least makes the front look more uniform. Okay, so now that I've got that all set, I'm just going to add some support. So I've got 2x3s. I'll take this 2x1, 2x6, 2x6, and then 2x8. It sort of joins everything together, gives it some nice sturdiness. Just push it together. And then we'll finish off the top. So these are 2x10s. Another 2x10, 2x4, and I'm going to take these gray L pieces and put them there. And then the way that I finish off the top is by taking these 3x3 slight curves, adding them to each corner. Oops, I forgot. With these ones here, you kind of want to build them slightly differently. I'm going to build it by taking the two corners, adding a 1x4, and then adding a 2x3, and adding that there. Basically what this serves to do is it serves to close in this gap so that nothing can slide underneath there. Not that anything in here is big enough to do so, I just wanted to close it off. And then I forgot on this side, I wanted to do the same thing. So 2 1x4s, a 2x3, and then these 3x3 curves. This will allow it to slide in to that gap, but it doesn't have to attach to anything, and neither of those pieces interfere with the movement of this, so it works perfectly. And then 2x4s, and then I'm going to take these 3 1x4 smooth plates, along with these 1x1 curves. And then I've got this 1x4 hinge and my dome. So there we go. Taken together, put back together, all in the space of roughly 10 minutes it took me to make this. Hard part, finding the pieces. And it works perfectly. Last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2x2 smooth plates, these smooth little round boys, and I'm just going to put them underneath, partly to give them some stability by holding them together, and then also just to make it so that it slides on tabletops easily without damaging them. Sorry, I'm excited. I like building this stuff. There you go. Personally, I think this is a really, really neat little device. I think it works super well, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and whether you had taken the time to build one for yourself. Again, it's sort of more just taking Lego, one of my hobbies, and mixing it up with D&D, another one of my hobbies. So there you go. And honestly, this would work for a dice roller for any sort of game. Yeah. See you guys later. Bye-bye. 2 dice doesn't work.